What's going on there, YouTube? I'm out here doing estimates right now. Every Saturday is an estimate day. Try to get all my estimates done. And in the meantime, I get to actually listen to the radio and watch a couple YouTube videos and all that good stuff while I'm thinking around out here driving around. Anyway, as you guys know, Trump tested positive for COVID-19. And that's the subject of my last video. Now, I'm gonna go over a few scenarios, a few theories and a few scenarios at what's going on, what could happen, what will happen, and what we're gonna do, or what we can do. Anyway, so Trump tested positive for the old invisible enemy. And as you guys know, you've got a 99.9% or 99.5% or something like that of survival if you get this thing. From what I hear, they're treating Trump like he's on his deathbed. Okay? Let me back up. So they had the debates, and he miraculously caught this disease right after the debate. Now, this is conspiratorial because I can't prove this, and I don't think anybody else can either, unless they got video of somebody doing something stupid. Now, there are a couple things going on here. There's a couple different scenarios, a couple different theories. I'm not sure if he contracted the disease at the debate or if somebody gave it to him purposely at the debate, or if somebody infected him at the White House a couple days prior or whatever. But man, there is so many things going on up here in my head about this right now. It's unbelievable. I should write this stuff down so I can kind of convey this message to you in a structured way so you can follow it. So there's a possibility that he got this disease at the debate. There's a possibility that he got it somewhere else, but everybody that comes around the president is tested. Now, that being said, the tests are 90% ineffective, or 90% false positives or false negatives, okay? So these things are just wrong 9 out of 10 times. There is a real deal virus out there that is pretty bad, and it's this COVID one or whatever, but in the very beginning it's bad when you first get it. Like when it first came out of the lab, it was bad. And then it mutates and it loses its power. So depending on which one he had, if he has it, it's not going to be very strong unless they gave it to him right out of the vial. You know what I mean? So, if it was fresh from the lab, then it's a bad one. If it's a contracted one from human to human, it's not going to be that bad. But they being the deep state, the people that hate him for trying to bring America back and give it back to the people, they could, what I said earlier, they're using these crazy medicines on him. They could try and kill him. They could try and kill him by injecting him with a poison at the hospital, if he's even there. Mind you, if he's even there, if all this shit's actually happening the way they say it's happening, they could give him a poison. They could give him the real deal one at the hospital when he gets there, the one that's lethal. they could they're giving him supposedly remdesivir and Regeneron. And I said it in the last video, I don't believe they're going to give him remdesivir, but they're giving it to him. They're giving it to him supposedly. They're giving it to him in conjunction with something else. And those two medicines together have never been tried together, ever. This will be the first time in history. And the Regeneron something, it's still in clinical trials. Okay? It's still in clinical trials. They're giving him medicine, like I said before, they're giving him medicine. They're treating him as if he was on his deathbed. And I don't know what is going on. It's really bugging me because he knows better. He knows the truth. He is surrounded by demon, rat, deep state, anti-American, anti-constitutional, sick people. And I pray to God that he's going to be okay. Because he's literally the only thing standing between us and a communist Chinese takeover, basically. So there's that scenario. They could try to kill him with a poison. They could try to kill him with medication, unsuitable medication. They could now there are, okay, so there's those if this is really happening, that's what could happen in the hospital from their end, okay? Now from our end, we could be using this, he could be using this as a means to distract us from what's really going on right now. And that's going to be the rounding up of the pedophile ring elites. Because supposedly there's a media blackout on the indictments. I'm not sure if that's what's going on. I hope that's what's going on. If that is in fact the case, then we're going to come out of this when he comes back to office, when he comes back on board. There are going to be a lot of naysayers saying that, you know, none of this is true and blah 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 blah. And okay, so we could be using this for a good cause right now. Hopefully Trump isn't receiving these medications. I messed up. I was reading the text on my thing. I messed up for my train of thought. It was one of my customers texting me back. Hopefully he's not receiving those medications, and hopefully he's receiving something that actually works, and something that we can say, we told you so, when he comes back through and destroys Big Pharma's agenda to keep us suppressed, to keep the knowledge suppressed of the world, basically. It's not just the American people, it's the world. So let me stay on track here. So if he does have it, he could have got it at the debates, which would shut down the next debate because they're scheduled for the 12th or something like that. If he does have it, they could try to kill him. If he does have it, they could use this opportunity to attack our country. They being the deep state and other countries involved in the deep state with China and the communists. They could use this to enforce stronger mandates like masks and social distancing and lockdowns. So those are some bad things that could happen right there, right? He might not even have it, guys. That's one of the possibilities too. He might not even have it. He might not even be at the hospital. He might be somewhere else. And if this is the case, here's some possibilities. If he is somewhere else, like I said, he could be using this time right now to be rounding people up to keep him safe while they're getting rounded up. During this time when he is quarantining they could be getting ready to set off the 10 days of darkness, and that's coming up tomorrow, hopefully, if it does happen. I'm not saying that it does, because I don't go on conspiratorial stuff. I try not to anyways. I try to stick to the facts. So if he doesn't have it and this is all a sham, there could be other plays at hand right now with the indictment. Supposedly, like I said, there's a media blackout, and if he doesn't have it, he's somewhere safe, and that's what I'm hoping for. I hope all this other media stuff coming out is all BS. Now, I'm gonna digress over here real quick. Now that we got those possibilities out there, if there are any other possibilities, please let me know in the comments, because I'm sure there are some I haven't thought of, and there are probably some that I thought of, but I'm not telling you here. I really hope that he doesn't have it and it's going the way that we want it to go. I don't want this scenario. I don't want him to have it and have to prove the medication is good, because I don't want him to have it at all. You know what I mean? Even though it's just a flu and this and that, I don't want him to have it, because he's like 70 years old and it's hurting old people. So anyway, let me get off the phone here and get on the other line. My family member texted me and said, "Are you still in denial?" And I knew what she was talking about, denial about the virus. And then anyway, we got in some texting, and I'm like, denial about what? If it's the virus you're talking about, I never said the virus was fake, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it was a good discussion with her, because I was listening to her and listening to how the darkness she's living in. She thinks I'm living in a conspiratorial world and blah, 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 all this shit, that I'm crazy, when I can give her facts to prove what I'm talking about. And what's crazy are these people that believe the TV. You're doing it because the TV told you to. Anyway, guys, let's just hope Trump is okay, and hope that everything works out in our favor, America's favor, not the deep state's favor, because the deep state is what's wrong with this country and has been for years, a long time. I don't know what else I can touch on real quick here, but I don't believe that he is taking the remdesivir. I just don't. I don't believe it. I was listening to John Rappaport a minute ago, and yeah, I don't think that he's taking it. I hope not. Anyway, guys, hopefully this will wake some people up. You know what I mean? And not people that deny the virus, because, man, I'm just wondering what's going to happen on the other side of this. And when he comes back from the hospital, I wonder what's going to happen. Hopefully he comes back, you guys. Pray to God he comes back. Actually pray. Ask our Father in heaven for his guidance and to keep Trump safe. And, ask this all in Jesus' name. God bless you, and God bless America.